guys, Dan here from Attitude Iron. Today, we are going over one of my products, so expect a super biased review, the Multi Club. Let's check it out. So, when thinking about how to put this together, I was getting messages every now and then about doing a club, not just maces. Maces is what I typically made, but I didn't want to do a club until I could do one that worked a lot more like a fixed weight club. I also didn't want to have to do the screw down option, although I love my AddX clubs specifically. I think they're one of the best out there as far as how it feels compared to a fixed weight mace. I don't love the screw down, and that's kind of a complaint people have on some of the adjustable maces and clubs out there. The second thing I didn't want to do was just take my mace, shorten it, and then have a shorter mace and call it a club. The biggest difference is when you have a mace, all the weight is on the very end, the handle's very long, right? So if you just chop it down and you're plate loaded, all your weight's still gonna be on the very end. So you might have 18 inches of handle, you might have 12 inches of handle, you might have 8 inches of handle. So it's gonna feel more like a Volvo, which is like between a mace and a club. It's gonna feel more like a mace than a club. Clubs, the weight starts as soon as that handle ends. So I didn't want to mess with making a club until I could figure out a way to fix that. And I didn't want to make a club, so I wanted it to swing like a fixed club and feel like a fixed club, and I didn't want to have a longer weight change time. And then I was thinking, well, shoot, you use 2-inch Olympic plates for things like gamma casts where you're just going around the head, or pullovers, 10 and 2s, 360s, things like that. It's okay to have a wider plate. But when you get to some of the movements like swipes where you're swinging and the club is going beside your leg, even a 2.5 pound plate can be like close to catching you, okay? Which is why companies like CK Maceworks has theirs working with standard plates, because this is 2.5 pounds. This is 2.5 pounds. It's a very different footprint as far as diameter of the plate. So I kind of told myself until I could figure out a way to make that work, I wasn't gonna mess with it. And then it kind of dawned on me some options. The Multi Club. You can use 2-inch plates, or you can use standard plates. So this is kind of a game changer. Gives you a lot of flexibility and versatility. Also, you'll notice when the plates are on there, the weight is stacked to where as soon as the handle ends, you get the weight, just like a fixed club, just like how the AddX rolls. Honestly, the CK Maceworks works like that as well. But I have that ability to swing without being limited to which style of plate I want to use. So the next problem I was running into is, man, I don't want people to sue me because things go flying across the room guy is having an issue. Because with the maces, you have a head on the top that's bigger than the inside diameter of the plates, so they can't fly off the end. I have a video on my Instagram where I was playing with a hydro plate, and it flew off the end of my mace, and that was not bad because it was just water. But if it was a metal plate flying across the room, that could be not so great. So, a couple things to combat that. Both the 2-inch plate holder, which is the same collar that we use on our maces. You get to tighten it, right? So not only is it just a one-size-fits-all clamp, but it has that screw to get it even tighter. And then I also found one that works like that for standard plates as well. This one actually has a couple different inserts you can put in as well. And those will all be sent out with you too. So that problem solved. But what if for some reason the collar fails, shit goes flying, you're still not in a great spot? We have, sorry, there it goes. we have a cotter pin. So after you load your plates, if you're feeling antsy about safety, which is understandable, you can just throw in the pin. The pin sticks out further than the gap in the plates, so even if the collar completely fails, it's gonna catch. I've played with it a lot both ways. I've swung over 70 pounds on this with the standard weights and with the Olympic plates, and those collars hold, so I typically don't use it. The other reason this cotter pin came to be is because it would be a way to hold everything on, but I don't like that rattle, and I don't know, there might be some bending of the pin happening over time, so went with adding this split ring here that tightens. So right now, we can hear a lot of movement, right? 3/16 Allen wrench. That's nice, and you don't have to crank it like super hard, just pretty snug. Now there's no fudge factor, there's no sloshing, there's no clicking back and forth. It's just a club. Now, one thing you will have to pay attention to, and aesthetically, I don't love it, is this is gonna be this long every time. It's like 14 inches, handle's 12 inches. It's gonna be this long. So if you have two 2.5s on there, they're gonna go to here. And you're gonna have this thing hanging up. It still swings and feels like the club because the weight is still starting here, but it just doesn't, in my opinion, look as beautiful as some of the other options out there. But what you lose in beauty, you gain in speed of loading. So even if we have the split collar on still, if I'm wanting to change weight, just pop the collar off, throw your plates on. Oop, that is tight. Throw your collar on, and you're good to go. No problem. Easy swing time, right? Compared to an ADX or a CK or some of the other ones out there that look much prettier than this, but the weight change is gonna take a little more time. And with the ADX specifically, you'll have those proprietary plates, which are the diameter that makes it feel just like a fixed weight club, but you lose a little bit of the convenience of a quick change load. Okay, so we're gonna show you the multi-club part of this. So you had your plates on, you had your collar on, collar off, plates off, safety pin out if you're using it. And then we're just gonna loosen one of the Allen keyholes. As long as you just have one loose, it comes right out. Don't create more work for yourself, okay? Now, we are good to go to add standard plates. We have our safety collar. Give it a little tightening here. And close her up. And now you're good. Now you have a much smaller diameter here, so we can do things like swipes without any issue. Again, it's still holding. We still have that hole, so we can throw on the carabiner and make it look even more hideous, but a little safer, right? Pullovers, 360s, you're good. It ain't going anywhere. I have tested this up to 100 pounds with 5s and 7.5s and things like that. It did get a little shift when I was at about 85 plus, but it didn't outright fail by any means. So if you're going heavier than like 70 pounds, it's probably best to use these because this collar just holds a little better. So that'd be my only advice there. But when you're doing more complex movements and you're worried about hitting your knees like swipes or mills, or you're doing some club flow and things of that nature, the standard's nice. Now, the beauty of, let's put it back the other way. And this, I think, is where it really shines. We're gonna throw this back on. You want to line these holes up before you set the screws, so if you want to use the carabiner, you're not having to loosen your screws again and get it lined up. Tighten that one back up. All right, putting these plates on. So this is cool. So we're already back, no problem. Went from standard to these in less time than it would take to mess with some of the other options out there. Only faster option is going to be to have fixed weight, but this saves you some money. But what I love about this right here is 8 pounds. You can take it in your gym bag. You can go to Vasa Fitness, LA Fitness, whatever commercial gym you go to, and just use their plates. Standard plates are better for club swinging. They just are. The clearance is friendlier. So if you are someone who just works out at home and you already have standard plates, hell yeah, use them every time. They're better. But if you do not have a home gym, you want to get into club swinging, you don't have a bunch of fixed weight maces, you don't want to carry an adjustable that has proprietary stuff on it. I used to carry my Adex to the gym, and I love my Adex, but that's 30 pounds of weights, right? This is 8 pounds. Just throw it in your gym bag. It's small enough to fit in your gym bag. Take it with you. Take it on a trip. Go to Dick's, buy some plates, swing them around while you're on vacation on the beach somewhere, return those plates back to Dick's. You're done. Don't do that. That's dishonest, but it works extremely well. So I do love the portability of this, the versatility of using whichever plates you want, the ability to go to other gyms and use their normal Olympic plates. I feel like puts this above a lot of other options over there in that situation. Comment below. I am thinking about doing a comparison video between my 2 personal faves, which would be this or the Adex. The CK is good, but I just personally, standard plates, if you're a lifter, you just typically don't have them. Like I had to go buy these, and if I'm gonna buy plates, it'd be cool to have the ones that make it the exact kind of feel of a fixed club. So yes, there's that. Price point. These go for $250, free shipping in the continental US or Canada. International shipping available, but you have to hit me up specifically about that. They go on sale from time to time. Right now they're on sale. Maybe like $220 is what they're at right now because it's the holidays. But yeah, check them out. I can get new ones made and done pretty quick. I think we have like 3 left at this moment, but a very fun, cool tool, lots of versatility. Check it out.